the way I approach an event is that event is my audition to get more work with that client or to get work from the people that are there. So everything that I'm doing is so that people want to see me again or want me to be at their next event, you know? Whereas if you do go in it with the mind frame of this is the end, like I've been booked, I've been paid, and then I do the thing and then that's it, that would suck. Like that would be like, oh, why am I even going there? But if you think about it as like this abundant thing, like I'm going there so that 10 people there want to have me at their stuff and you keep it moving, that's when it becomes fun.
They're guys. They do magic. They are the Magic Guys.
Yo. That was my bad. Another week of starting the podcast
You're not
without
going to
hitting
believe
record.
this. No, you never hit record.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
When you're in charge, because the record button's closest to you, man.
Man.
Sick of this. No, every time. No, I'm getting a new... Aiden Schofield, if you're watching this, bro, I need a new podcast buddy.
Yeah. I need to be replaced.
Scotty P.
Speaking of replacing, we've even replaced our set today. Not that I haven't explained this. But
you know how stupid it feels to like do this again? But
I know.
No, we're outdoors today. We're in the middle of my
Australia.
place. My place.
Yeah.
There's a swimming pool over there. Josh is here. That sign is still with us.
It feels nice.
That light is doing literally nothing.
Yeah.
By the way.
That's okay. If you're like Chris Ritchie's and just listening to this, it doesn't matter. But this is the area we're in right now is where I shot the Banshee throwing card video. If you've seen that on my channel, when we did that video, this is where we are. It's quite nice. It's sunny. There's a bit of a breeze. It's not as hot as where we first did our podcast when we were boiling, but it's nice. So we're here. It kind of feels like we're on vacation. It's like a podcast vacation. And now you're up to speed with the 15 minutes we talked about earlier. Man. But what we were going to start talking about was your residency, because we did some street magic there just last week. That was dope. Any comments?
We also have mugs, but they're out of reach.
Yeah, I should have grabbed them literally while I got up. The mugs have arrived, everyone. For everyone who ordered a liquid Fluel mug, not this one, these are the originals, but for everyone who ordered one, they have
also
arrived.
Not mugs, these are solo cups.
Yeah, beer pong cups.
Josh was kind enough to leave dog hair in mine.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's good.
Because Diesel has to be here in spirit,
say,
if not physically here.
This drink is really fluffy.
It's tasty.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Tasty.
I'm so used to seeing dog hair on my stuff that I just forget these days that to even check, you know?
To even check the inside of a drinking cup.
Yeah, apparently not.
You saw it in there and you were like, oh, well.
Pretty much, man. Pretty much. But so after today's recording session, we're going to sign all of the people who wanted their extra mugs signed, write notes to everyone, and then they'll be getting shipped out this week. So stay tuned for that. Thank you again for your support. This is good. This helps us fund this podcast, and we're going to get an extra Roadcaster Pro because Jason's going on the road soon to
How much
Sydney.
money did we make from these mugs? Tell me.
You don't want to know that.
Nothing yet.
Yeah, not much because
like $50.
I have a feeling, so I calculated the shipping, but I have a feeling that it's going to be more than that. So we might have to dip into the P fund a little bit, maybe.
What?
Maybe just a few dollars. But, it's pretty much breaks even.
I thought they were paying for shipping as well.
They did. No, everyone did. Absolutely. But what I'm saying is I might have got it off a little bit. But still, thank you for your support, everyone. We appreciate
it. Josh, how'd you that up? You'll notice that I bleeped myself there because I'm editing today, so I'm trying to swear minimally.
Yeah. So feel free to
smash
comment
that like button.
Yeah.
Smash that like button.
Let's hit like button for 10 seconds,
already.
everyone. Everyone, 10 seconds, hit like button. Goddamn. So,
I get it. You were doing one of those like live stream things. Like, everybody tap the share button, share button. We're trying to run up the views and get ourselves, some viewers.
Like they do in the TikTok lives.
Now, we're also talking about unjustified stuff. So, firstly, Sean Does Magic just recently did magic for Gary V.
I'm a bit salty.
Are you a bit salty? Here's the thing, though. I wonder, and I was talking to Josh about this before the podcast started, but mostly because he forgot to hit record. So
Yeah.
No, so I wonder, though, if Josh and I are like the old magicians that like, back in my day, magicians used to have to be good. Like, I'm wondering if we're like that now. Do you think so? Let us know in the comments. I want to know if we're old, bitter magicians now.
Yeah, I've got to check myself sometimes because there's a photo that got shared with me that kind of painted it quite nicely. And it was a magician, an older magician, shooting a younger magician. And then the next frame is him saying, magic is dying. You know? It's like...
So that's what I wonder.
We're bagging out younger magicians.
I don't
then
bag
we're saying,
magicians,
in general, I mean, not us particularly, but we're like, these younger magicians just doing Instagram magic, whatever. And then we're saying, the art is dying, and it's, it's like a full circle thing. But it's just Sean particularly. No, look, he's killing it, and that's amazing to me. But the fact that he, got on and did a quite, standard effect
trick,
to Gary Vee. And Gary Vee reacted the way that he always would to, make someone feel good about their content he's doing with them. And I love Gary Vee.
The reaction wasn't exactly like, whoa, like it was sort of like, oh, nice. Do you guys know how to do magic?
Yeah, that's it. Like,
yeah.
He even had Lior Sachard do magic for him once, like in his office. And he reacted the same way to Sean Does Magic as he did to Lior Sachard, who did this crazy stuff. Anyway, so yeah, that was interesting. That was interesting to see. I also saw magician Michael Smith. Now, he's actually a great magician. I've been talking about Harry Mack, the freestyle rapper, for the last few weeks, and Michael Smith actually got on and did a live with Harry Mack doing magic while he rapped about the magic he was doing. That's something I'd thought about doing for a while, but he actually did it, so, props to him.
And we're failing in the content.
Dude, we're slipping. We're spending too much time on this, this podcast.
Failing podcast.
What was the tagline you said before? It was perfect. The only
podcast in town that doesn't gain any followers.
You got to say it with enthusiasm.
The only podcast in town that doesn't gain no followers. That's right. So if you're thinking of subscribing, don't, because you'll ruin our streak.
Yeah. Yeah. We're capped at 200 subs, so that's why we're sitting at like 198.
So we got room for 2 more of you, and then the rest of you can piss off.
Yeah. Don't you dare subscribe. All right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I've been struggling with content creation lately, mostly because I've been looking at a lot of these other people doing content, which, quite frankly, I just don't think is good. Now, and that is partly due to me being, like I was saying before, am I that older magician that's like, oh, these young magicians? But there's something that I just, there's a lot of videos where you go, hey guys, stare at the screen, you stare at this picture and this dot in the middle, and you'll see that soon the colors are gonna change, man. And they just, that's the video, that's the whole video. And it's just this optical illusion thing that is already available online. So it's not even their content. It's like a clever ripoff. Do you know what I mean? And I just find that to be a little bit...
There's no way they're making that video because they enjoy that video. They're only doing it because they're like, views, right? They're like, someone else did it worked, I'm going to do it for my video to try and get more followers. So I can be fake famous.
Do you remember that Panda video that you made, right?
Yeah. Which I copied from someone else.
Right, exactly. And then I recently saw someone do it again, and it got millions of views. And it's just like, come on, man. It just makes me what's the point in trying to make good content when you can just do that? You just copy everyone else's content.
I know, and that it has to come back to the why. Why are you making content? And you know me. I make stuff that I enjoy. I make stuff I enjoy that I'll watch back and enjoy when I'm older. So if people enjoy coming for the ride for that, that's great. It has to be that way. Otherwise, you drive yourself mad and you just hate content.
Comparison is the death of happiness. That's the rule. That's the saying.
That's deep.
Yeah, it's comparison is if you compare yourself to others, you're always going to be unhappy.
So true.
And that's which is a pretty powerful thing. I saw that on a Casey Neistat video. He was talking about Elon Musk when he was talking to Joe Rogan, and they were talking about how Instagram, out of all the social medias, generally makes people unhappy. Did you know that? And the reason is because Instagram is the one platform where most people pretend to have better lives than they actually have.
Yeah.
And then the consumer, the content consumer, compares their life to that life and thinks, oh, well, that must be crap because I'm not doing this and that, you know?
That must have something to do with why they took away like the view count and the like count for
Possibly.
videos and posts.
Possibly. But I still think, I still think that it's the same regardless because
It's an interesting
the
concept,
view
isn't
count's
it?
there. No, view count's still there.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
actually view count is there, but like count isn't now, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, it is weird. It's super weird.
So you can see like 2.6 million people watched this.
Yeah. You don't know how many liked
Actually,
it.
on Reels, the likes are back.
Okay. Oh, all right. Yeah, it's basically a highlight of their life is what social media is most of the time. And now, it's like we've had it for so long now. Now people are, the cool thing is to go the other way, to not be on social media or to be more real. Like it now.
Is that cool? I don't know if that's cool.
True. But like the authentic thing, people always love authenticity. And I think that stands out even more now,
Yeah, I can give you like a good example of that is that if you look at like all the people that are successful, like really successful, not these people that are like gaining a lot of followers quickly. It's like it's like a get rich quick scheme, but for followers is what it feels like when they make those sorts of videos, right? But like, I watch someone like Doug Conn, for example, and he just posts the magic that he likes on TikTok, which is great. And I love watching it. It's awesome.
Nice.
And you can tell that he loves what he does. And, he's growing kind of slowly now because that's not the content that people want. They want to consume this, puzzle almost.
Yeah. I mean, look.
I'll give you an example, actually. Bow Magic recently put out a video. Now, here's the thing. I love Bow Magic. I actually really like him a lot. He's quite cool. He's got like 15K on Instagram, now 32K on YouTube, and like 160K on TikTok. So, he's growing. He's growing. But he recently took off on YouTube, and I think that he deserves it, though, because his content is actually quite good. If you ever watch it, he puts time and effort into it. He doesn't just like make high octane crap just so he can get views. He actually takes the time and posts the content that he wants, and there's a lot of original ideas there. And because of that, Bow's content it's good. I enjoy watching it. I like it. I like Bow a lot. And then you get, then there's the other end of that spectrum where like, Sean Does Magic is now taking advantage of the shorts. Have you seen that? The shorts?
Yeah, I've seen the shorts now popping up in Australia.
Yeah, we have the beta though.
Yeah.
So it's like still kind of
it's
weird.
starting. Yeah, it's only starting.
But and they said that shorts are like a double-edged sword. They said if you want to make content on your channel, you should pick one. It should be long form or shorts because like your channel should literally be, you should make a separate channel for shorts, they reckon.
Really?
Because it attracts a totally different audience.
I noticed as well, if you're in the shorts watching section and you click on someone's channel, it just shows you their shorts first. You have to click into their channel again to see their normal content.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, it's kind of weird. Like Doug took advantage of the shorts on his YouTube.
Yep.
And now he's trying to make longer form content. And I think I brought this up once before, but that longer form content is like struggling to get any traction because everyone's there for the shorts.
Oh man, like YouTube is the one place I was like, cool, long form content, this is where I put it. And now, I got to contemplate also putting short form content.
It's crazy.
But for what reason, it's, what really is the reason?
It's like what Mr. Beast did. Mr. Beast keeps one channel for his longs. His longs. One channel for his long content, which is obviously his most successful. Then he has a channel for shorts. And then he has a channel for gaming, where he posts like gaming things.
I suppose anything Mr. Beast does is worth following, right?
I definitely think so. I think he knows his stuff, yeah. But I think I definitely think that I don't think it's worth mixing your long form and your short form because like imagine if all of a sudden like Chris Ramsey's channel was just a bunch of like 30 second to a minute long clips.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It'd be a totally different vibe. You'd be like
And it's quite annoying too, in my opinion, being on my subscriber list and then just seeing these random shorts pop up and I'm like trying to get to the actual, depth content, but like you just keep seeing these shorts because obviously they're posting them a lot because shorts are a newer thing.
There's something else that YouTube has that we don't have here in Australia, and that's stories. Did you know that YouTube has stories?
Yeah, I have seen stories of people. But is that once you hit a certain count though?
No.
Isn't that what that is?
I'm pretty sure we would have it because we're already at the. Like once you get monetized or something, you get this.
Okay.
So
YouTube. We're going to look into that.
So it's super weird that like there's that as well, but we don't have it here.
Yeah. Well, let's change the tune a little bit.
No, brother, we keep talking negative.
Let's listen to a question from Raghav, which is really awesome. Raghav posted he finally received my Dynamo signed playing card. Well done, Raghav. You now have it in your hands. But we're going to listen to a question he has.
You should do a tournament restored with it.
Oh, boy. Yeah. All right, here we go.
Hello Magic Guys, this is Raghav again with a question. What do you reply when people ask how did you do that trick, or show me again that trick, or please can you teach me that trick?
So basically every comment that you get.
Once a trick, twice a lesson.
Yeah.
I'd teach you, but I'd have to kill you.
I like the line you said, can you keep a secret? And they're like, yeah.
You know, there's another line that I started doing lately, which has been really funny, where you go, you know, someone screws up when you're doing a magic trick, and you say like, you know, like you're asking them like, oh, you know, name a card, and they're like red of clubs, for example. And then I've started saying this. I go, they go red of clubs, and I'm like, have you ever helped a magician before? They go, no. And I'm like, well, you're not helping today either.
Yeah.
It's a good one. Kills everybody in the room.
Did you say you came up with that?
No, I didn't say I came up with that. I said I've been using it lately.
Just checking. Yeah, it's a great line. It's a great line. It's a bit of a heckle line.
Yeah.
But in the right, I mean, I'm sure on the street it's like perfect because like it's very much that vibe. Great line. I'm trying to think who I've heard. I think someone in the
Hannibal.
Illusionist has said it, right?
Nah, Hannibal used it. It's
Okay.
Hannibal's line.
Dope. So Raghav, thanks for the question. How do you approach it when someone says show me, like teach me or show me again? Yeah, I mean, how
Josh just
like
teaches them. He gives them a full tutorial.
sit down and let me teach you. Here's my close-up pad. Or you know, another funny line is all right, $50,
Hilarious.
and give them the choice. You know.
No, brother. I think the funniest line of all time is, I'd show you, but then I'd have to kill you.
Dropping them bodies.
No, who knows, man? Like, there's so many things you can say. It depends on what type of magician you are, though. Are you going to teach them the trick when they ask? Or?
No. Usually, like, look, at a live event, it doesn't happen very often. Like, it's really, if they're saying that, it's because they want to, like, talk to you more. It's more in YouTube comments and stuff that people say that stuff, and you just don't respond. Or you say, look, you know, I have to, as a magician, it's my job to protect the secret. You know, whatever you want to say, but you just
As
don't.
a magician,
don't
it's
tell
my
them.
job to gatekeep magic.
Yeah, look, or, you know, a nice line is saying, look, it's much more fun not knowing. You know, there's like just nice ways of saying it. Like, yeah, like it's much more enjoyable to not know how this is done.
No, I always
tell them,
I always put it in their court where you just say, if you really want to learn it, you'd figure it out. Yeah. Like,
Google it. No, don't Google it.
no, but if you really want to learn it, you'll find it. Like, it's not, magic is not like as unattainable as it used to be. Like back in the days when it was like in books and stuff that were like at the, you know, the dusty end of the library. That was, you know, that was a different time. But now it's like everything's available online. Like if you really want to learn magic, go and learn magic. It's easy.
You know what? Like we're so, like so much knowledge is at our fingertips now that it's almost more hidden because no one can be, people are seeing so much information come at them all the time that they almost don't have time to go and look for something like that's not related to their world. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's so much magic you could learn on YouTube. I'm not saying it's good quality, but you could learn a lot of magic, but still we're fooling everyone. You know, even though there's so much, because no one's looking for that stuff.
Bro, have you done the back palm lately?
Yeah.
To anyone?
Yeah.
Do you ever get a reaction for it anymore?
Of course.
Like really? Like a real reaction?
Yeah.
Or are they just kind of like, oh. You know, like they react and then,
No.
Really?
I don't take the Mickey out of it.
I take the hell Mickey out of it.
But I do, what I know what you're saying. Like obviously someone in that group has learnt it at some point or thinks they know how it's done or something. So I do follow it up by saying, look, if you're over there, it would look terrible. Or for those guys, that wasn't magic. You know, I do a sort of hat nod saying, "Yep, I get it. You know, it's an illusion." But
so then you do take the Mickey out of it.
But when I do it though, people still react, and then I use that line
for like a
afterwards.
moment, right?
Yeah.
Because
For sure.
So, but yeah, I find that like you'll do it, and then when you produce the card again, if you don't say like if you were to just perform it as a trick, as a standalone thing, I'd be surprised if someone was like, "Wow."
I mean, it's kind of it happens often though that people ask to see that again though.
No, it doesn't.
All right, bro. All right, bro. So to Raghav's question, yeah, just don't tell them. That's pretty easy. At a live event, it doesn't really happen that much. You just, deal with it in just a polite way. I'm trying to add something that maybe you haven't heard before, but really, you just be polite. Look, it's much more fun not knowing. Or the one thing that sometimes I'll do is I'll use that as an in to now show them a fake explanation.
I hate fake explanation tricks. I don't like them.
Or don't watch them. But so for me,
it's like lying. It's like straight up lying to your audience.
No, but at the end, they're entertained. I'm not saying say something fake like, I had a laser put in my eye and now I can see what card you're picking. I'm not saying that.
I've seen you do that.
I'm not saying
that exact performance.
I'm saying like an example is people say, oh, it's all like sleight of hand is like doing things really fast, right? And then I use that as an in to now say, no, it's really about slow of hand. And then I go into this piece about watching the card. Then I go into a piece about, okay, watch this really quick, like watch this card really closely. I'll do it really slow. And then did you see the moment happen? And I'm doing, other magic techniques, but it just morphs into another performance. So for me, that's another way that is fun to use that line. Like when a coin vanishes from here to here and they say, how did that happen? I say, look, I do it really fast. If I do it slowly, you'll actually see it go from hand to hand. And then I'll do it in a way that you see it jump across. And then I'll go, look, now put your hand here. If I do it fast again, you'll feel it. And then when I do it, they don't feel it. It still goes through. So now you just keep rolling, doing magic. So that's another way to approach it,
Did you know that, speaking of slow hands, Kears now has the slowest hands in town? He recently crushed his hand. Did you see that?
Yeah, poor dude.
That sucks, eh?
For a magician to mess up their hands, that might be the worst thing to have happen.
Broke his hand and got his stitches and stuff. Yeah, so apparently I messaged him about it because I was like, dude, what happened? And he said his ex-wife came and he hit her. No, I'm just kidding. No.
He did explain it in his story, I'm pretty sure. He said he was trying to he tried to lift something that shouldn't be lifted with more than...
Yeah, glass table.
Yeah. He tried to lift it by himself, needed two people, something like that, right?
And slipped and it got crushed.
Shit.
And the glass crushed it. That's rough, eh? Yeah, that's one of my nightmares is like losing my hand for like some extended period of time.
Holy crap. Yeah, that super sucks. All right, I got a story if you want to hear a story.
Oh my God, another one of Josh's stories.
Yeah, for you to interrupt but you also have to play the part of the people in the story.
No, because your stories always take like 5 hours.
Yeah, but that, consumes content.
Is that what we're trying to do? Just post content for the sake of it?
No, I mean, I want to get this story out. So when I listen to this back in 80 years, I'll be like, well, not 80 years, I'll be dead for sure. But in like 50 years, and I'll be like, oh, yeah, I remember that story. You know what I'm saying?
All right, fine. I'll let you.
Oh, thanks, bro. So this was, and I've told you the short of this story already, but don't worry about it. It was the night that I came out to film with Jason. But before coming out to film, I had a gig on, and it was at Customs House, which is just a heritage listed building. So it's like an old building, and it was for a medical field event. I knew I was doing roving magic there. I got there early, scoped out the room, looked really nice. I even took some Insta stories like by the stage and stuff like that. Not pretending like I was doing a stage show, but just, did a quick flicker shot and it was kind of fun. People,
I specifically remember you being like, doing a show on the stage.
Definitely didn't say that. Yep. But the thing is...
a body orange and you were like, I'm going to do a show.
Come on, everyone. But I did end up doing a show, which is part of the story. But I go in and do roving.
Twist.
I know. Do my roving. It's quite fun. It's starting to get a little hot because the event was partly outside by the Brisbane River and inside. So do this event. It's great. I was recommended to this event from another medical event I did in December. Anyway, finished the event. It's great. I'm leaving. I'm like texting Jace. I'm like, yo, I'm heading to your venue now. because I can't film at this particular gig. So we're going to go do street magic, and I'm like halfway to my car, and I get a call from that client I'd just been performing at, and she says, look, I was just talking to a few people, and a couple of people didn't see you when you were here. So we're just wondering, I don't know what your time frame's like, but can we book you for another hour, and can you come back? And at this point, everyone's sitting down for dinner, and they're going to have awards and stuff like that. And I just, you know, when you put all your energy into something because you know that's the time frame you're there for, and you're like, boom, all right, I've given it everything, and then you leave. And then like for you to be able to now get back in that zone again for another hour is a bit daunting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I didn't think I was going to live past 29, and now for the rest of my life, I'm just out of energy.
No, you're like, oh, fuck, another year. God damn.
Another 50 years.
Another fruit shirt. What am I going to do?
What do you think of the banana shirt? Comment below.
Yeah, I like it. It's
Thanks,
nice.
bro. I wear it myself.
Nice. So, fortunately, I carry with me to events this thing that holds a microphone.
An
it's like a
invisible
metal lanyard. It's kind of like a linking. It's like kind of like half a linking ring, and then a little bit that you can attach a microphone to, and it stays there so you're hands-free doing magic. Now, I've stopped taking this to my gigs lately, but on that night, for some reason, I'm like, yep, I'm going to take that with me. And I was carrying it with me to a roving gig, which makes no sense. But it made all the sense in the end because I got this phone call. She said, come back for an hour. I'm like, cool. I hang up and I go, look, this is not going to work. But what is going to work is maybe, because I don't also...
So you hung up on her and then continued to explain to her that this is not going to work.
Yeah, in my head. This is my mental dialogue. Because look, the real of it was... really, I could have gone back for an hour, but I wanted to film with my boy, So I'm like, how do I fix this? Let's do a show. So right next to me is a bottle store, an alcohol store. And for anyone who watches any of my stuff knows I love producing bottles of wine on stage. So I just go and buy one because it doesn't happen by magic. You got to buy it and it's tax deductible. Keep the receipt.
It does happen by magic.
Yeah, so thank you. Thanks. So I go and buy this bottle. I have the lanyard with me. It was like perfect. It was like it was made to happen. So I go back in there and I explain to the client, hey, to make sure absolutely everyone who didn't see me sees me and the people who did see me get to see something different, how about I jump on this beautiful stage and I do a 10-minute show for everyone. It'll wrap up the magic and you get to see something different than before. And she's like, oh, that's great. So have a quick talk to the venue manager. He organizes a handheld mic for me. I clip it in. They dim down the music. They just everyone had just finished entrees. It was perfect. The room was really snug. Everyone was quite close, kind of like a comedy bar. And I get up and I do this magic, and it slayed. I haven't done.
You should have seen it. The routine was insane. What else did you do?
Sponge balls.
Sponge balls. Balloon swallow. To top it all off. Nice.
Dude, you're giving away my material. No. So I got up there and it was just the best feeling that it was so impromptu yet worked out so well. The audience wasn't expecting it, so I think they then enjoyed it more. And it had been some time since I'd done a stage show. So just to do like a corporate stage show again felt awesome. Wrapped up the show, got out of there like a bloody cowboy, headed over to Jace's residency. I was like, yeah, buddy. And the audience sounded like this, I was like, thank you. And I got out of there and then I headed straight to the residency and then we slayed some street magic over there. That was dope. You're just losing it at this point, aren't you? The heat, it's getting a little hot. How are you feeling so far? You still all right? Jay slows down a little bit in the heat, if you haven't noticed. It might be the answer to our future podcasting. I don't know.
Do you know what's been fun, though? Is street performing lately. I'm getting back into it, man. It's been a while.
Do you still go down to Queen Street? Or have you just been...
I went down there this weekend. It's good.
Dope.
When I say it was good, it was actually garbage. But it was nice to be out there, doing it.
You told me you had a good week, though.
I did.
In terms of busking,
Yeah, I did have a good week.
Smashed it.
But it's truth that every week is garbage when you do magic and as a street performer. You're never satisfied because you could have made more. every time.
True.
Every time, you know, you could have made more. So you're like, even if you like crack out a hefty K, like 1K in like a few hours, you're still just like, damn, I could have done 1,200 if I had just done this, you know?
Damn.
Every time. So that's you know.
It's kind of like when a client books you, well, it's not the same, but in my instance, it's I get that feeling when I book a gig way too quick and I'm like, damn, I should have charged more. You know that feeling? Like, cause,
no, but that's no.
Because as an artist, you never know, like, if you're charging the right amount.
No, but that's
or,
like that's
what
not
you
the
should
same
charge.
thing, though. That's not like
no. That's why I preface it.
Yeah.
I know it's not the same. The only thing I could relate is when I book a gig, it's like, and I don't know what to charge because they want something tailored, you know.
It's like, you know, the one thing I never liked about gigs was the certainty. Yeah, like I don't like the idea of like, you know, I like progress off your work, not necessarily like they'll pay you this much to do this. I'm not necessarily motivated by like exact figures, for example. Like if someone's like, I'll give you $600 if you do some magic for these people, and it's just like, I don't know, man. Like I would prefer to do magic and then receive $600 because they were like, oh, that was, you know, like, do you remember when you did that Zoom show, your first one ever, and they tipped you like a chunk of money?
Yeah.
How good did that feel?
It felt pretty damn good.
Compared to like if they had just said at the start, we'll give you 600.
Yeah.
You know, like for example.
Yeah. I mean, it was incredible. This family tipped me the same amount they had already paid me for the event.
Yeah.
You know, for the Zoom show.
Exactly. And like think about that.
It was cool. No doubt.
In terms of like,
look, here's for anyone, you know, who's new to doing gigs, or you're just going to listen to me, right? So like the way I approach an event is that event is my audition to get more work with that client or to get work from the people that are there. So everything that I'm doing is so that people want to see me again or want me to be at their next event, you know? Whereas if you do go in it with the mind frame of this is the end, like I've been booked, I've been paid, and then I do the thing and then that's it, that would suck. Like that would be like, oh, why am I even going there? But if you think about it as like this abundant thing, like I'm going there so that 10 people there want to have me at their stuff, and you keep it moving, that's when it becomes fun.
no, I get that as well, but like, it's still, I don't know, man. I still, you know, gig chasing to me seems really fucking, really boring. yeah, but gig chasing to me just seems a little bit dull. And, you know, I see a lot of performers, they get the burnout from gig chasing.
Okay.
Gig chasing, right?
Well, I'll let you know if that happens to me. But, you know, the secret is that...
Not you specifically. I know that you're autistic, so you'll probably have to gig chase for the remainder of your natural born life.
Yeah. Look, for me, I enjoy it because I'm always making sure I'm doing magic that I enjoy as well.
Yeah,
like,
same.
Everything I'm doing, and that's how you get that sort of longevity is like, we're always having fun when we're doing our stuff.
See, but that's what I like about the street performing though. Like, you know, there was this stage in my life where I would just go to Sydney, you know, whenever, because I was like, it's something different. Like, you can't leave the country right now to go to Sydney, whatever. And I'd be in Sydney and I'd just be doing whatever I want to do. I'd be hanging out with other magicians. I'd be, you know, going to the magic shop, doing whatever I want to do. And then I'd be like I'd be at the magic shop and I'd see something there. And it's like this magic prop. I think it was like something. It was like $550. And I was like, I want that. All right. And I wheeled my trolley out into the pitch and I just made $550.
That's awesome.
And then I went and bought it because I was like, I can just do that whenever I want. Literally. And then, for a long period of my life, it was literally like, I would just do whatever I want and I'd be like, oh, rent's due tomorrow. All right. Wheel out to the city, make rent, wheel back home, done.
Like,
And then-
when my rent's due, I just pay my rent.
Right. So
From magic too, which is still
you have to understand
beautiful.
that I'm not saying that I don't have the money already to pay my rent. It just means that I can make the extra money.
Yeah.
On top of what I already have. Yeah.
Totally. And that's a beautiful thing. And that's your lifestyle. That's the beauty of our podcast because we have these different perspectives. You know?
Yeah, it is powerful.
My girlfriend has been killing it with her online business she started through the
My girlfriend's
pandemic.
been killing it with her online business. She started during the pandemic. My wife.
But mine is more.
Mine's taller. Man, they're probably the same height, right?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, they
I
should
think
meet.
Sandy's
But
smaller than Yuki, which is impressive because Yuki's a tiny lady.
yeah, I've been doing chin-ups with Sandy hanging off
Yeah,
my
I've
legs
seen
lately.
it. Yeah, I've seen it.
That's how tiny she is.
And then she started like sticking her arms out like all fancy. Like, and I'm
Hey, saw it. Yeah.
bloody nerds.
But
You look like nerds.
it's what we do, man. What else do you do during the day when you don't have to work a 9 to 5? You do chin-ups.
Sex.
And then once you've finished, I'm like, I don't know about you. I can't go a whole day. So then you go to the gym to break it up.
Weak.
Nice.
No, I'm just kidding.
Nice.
Nice.
But what I was what I was trying to say, and now I've kind of
You can't interrupt the button.
I was waiting for that. Sandy has been killing with the online business. She's also been looking at getting a day job because over here in Australia we've been blessed to, some people have been supported by JobKeeper. Not us because we make too much money. But
So it's running out.
it's running out, it's ending. And because she worked at the airport obviously has no work. So she was able to qualify for it. But because she knows it's ending, she's like, I might, look for a different job somewhere. And she did get offered a job, right? But she decided, we looked at the numbers. It really wasn't worth her time to do it. And then the next day she's like,
modeling dude?
no, this was for a retirement home sort of real estate thing. And
selling old folks to homes. Okay.
long story short, the rent was due in 2 days. We split the rent. And she did what you were describing, but with her business. She's like, well, I better make, a few $100s. I'm going to go hunting on social media, messaging her followers and stuff. And she made it. She got that money in sales, like for her online business, selling horse fashion, equine fashion. I was like,
selling whore fashion.
God damn it.
Horse fashion. Sorry.
I'm sure they could use it too,
Saddles.
Yeah,
saddles and those things that go in the mouth.
We've got holographic bits. Yeah, pretty dope. But so that is a really cool thing for sure.
Yeah, like that's
because
that's what I'm talking about. But imagine that, like, that must have lit a fire under her belly, man. She must have been so hungry to do more after that.
I think it was the best decision for her not to get another role, but to focus on what she's doing.
She's killing it. Yeah, she shouldn't get another job. I always had this belief, and I never believed it as well until I just did it. And that was that, like, if you have a backup plan, you plan to fail. Like, if you have a plan B, you plan to fail, which is interesting, right?
Use it, yeah.
Yeah, and I never believed that until, because I used to manage bars, and there was a point where I opened my own bar, and you came. I think that was the first time I met Brendan Dooley. I think you brought him in there. Was that Dooley?
Yeah, we came and met you.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Long time ago. Long time ago.
Holy damn.
Totally different life, right? And I remember quitting all of that just to do street performing because I was like, I just want to do magic full time. Yeah. And I just quit. And I quit all this. Like I was earning good money. I was earning good, dependable money, and I just quit it all. I walked away from a lot of it and started street performing. And don't get me wrong, it sucked at the start, but I never looked back, and it's been nearly 10 years. It's been a long time.
I mean, that's really dope. Sometimes if that's you, like, you just need to commit. For me, I did it a little bit more safer. Like, I started working casual instead of full-time, like part-time, then casual. I started taking away days as I was getting more consistent gigs. But I did at one point eventually just have to stop. And it was just perfect. It was kind of set up for me. My boss sat me down. He's like, you're doing really well, but you seem a little distracted. We don't know why, but you are really good. So we want to offer you a full-time role here. This was at Fuji Xerox selling like industrial printers. They're like, we want to give you a full-time role, but you can't be taking days off for this magic stuff. It was perfect. And I was like, see ya. That was probably the first see ya,
Yeah, that's like
taught me so much though about sales and running a business and promoting and all that stuff. So I took it all with me and I use it now. But that was like the perfect time. I was like, yep. And literally in 2 weeks after that, I was in New Zealand selling the merchandise for the Illusionist tour. Like straight after that, I was like, sweet, I'm available now. Hit up our boy Chris, and he got me. So I got to spend 10 days watching the Illusionists do their show. Just put a fire up my ass, like motivated to the max, talking to these guys, and like It's crazy stuff. So,
I want to get some of that merch so that I can start selling it at the Eat Streets when I do my shows. How good would that?
dude, that's a great idea. Speaking of merch, these are the said cups we were talking about. They're in here. So we're going to sign everyone's for them that wanted them signed and all that good stuff.
So you can have some signed mugs from two of the largest magician podcasters in the world with our 198 subscribers. That's massive.
Yeah.
That is life-changing massive.
So
also, we've heard you all saying that you want us to do the 365 challenge as like a duo thing. And we might post it onto the Magic Guys thing. But first, we've got to set up some accounts.
Yeah.
And by accounts, I mean, to edit with the music and some, random stock footage and stuff like that. We need to set all that up.
We're working on it. So stay tuned keep an eye out on our channel.
365 coming soon.
The Magic Guy.
Are we calling it Magic with Friends?
Magic with Friends. I
or
think
the 365?
I think Magic with Friends is nice because then there's no end date. We just do it,
But it is a 365, right?
Well, it's daily.
I mean, yeah, but if we don't make
if
we don't make like some kind of like date to end it or something, I feel like we might just stop randomly. Well, it's not like we have any obligations, so we can skip this week.
I mean, we won't, but we'll see. Anyway, you'll see it. You'll see it. But look, thanks for watching, everyone. If you're in our Patreon fam, we'll see you in our Patreon in a couple of days. We'll also see you probably at the end of this week for another Zoom hangout. They've been really fun. They've been actually dope.
Luckily, I've got like a nice laptop and stuff too, so even while I'm in Sydney, I can still do it.
Yeah, we were doing Zoom hangouts with our Patrons every month, but after doing a poll, decided to change it to every 2 weeks for now, because it's been fun hanging out with everyone. Anyhow, see you guys next time. Stay safe.
Thanks for listening. It's time for us to disappear now. But we'll see you again on the next episode of The Magic Guys.